One summer morning, a backyard feeder was packed, goldfinches, sparrows, chickadees, all of it. Constant motion, constant noise, then all at once it stopped. 1 second the feeder was alive with movement. The next, it was like someone hit pause on the entire yard. 30 seconds later, something landed on the fence. It wasn't a squirrel. It wasn't another songbird. It was one of the most efficient hunters in North America, and the birds knew it was coming before any human did. So here's the question. Why would an entire yard full of birds go silent at the exact same moment, before there's anything visible to explain it? That sudden silence isn't random. It's not birds getting tired or bored. It's a signal. And by the end of this video, you'll never hear silence in your yard the same way again. To understand it, we need 3 answers. What triggers it, what it means that birds detect it before we do, and the part almost nobody knows, what else besides predators can cause that exact same silence. Birdsong feels like background noise to most people, pleasant, ambient, always there. But to birds, it's not decoration. It's a continuous broadcast. Every song says, "I'm here, this is my space, everything's fine." So when that broadcast cuts out instantly across multiple species at once, something has changed. And it changes faster than you'd think possible. Researchers studying songbird behavior have recorded something remarkable. Some species react to a predator's presence in under a second, faster than you can blink, faster than you could consciously register what you're seeing. And often, the predator isn't visible to a human observer yet at all. The birds aren't reacting to what they see. They're reacting to something earlier, a shift in another bird's flight path, a silhouette at the edge of vision, a cue we don't register the same way. In other words, birds aren't just going quiet. They're running an early warning system, and it's faster than ours. So what sets it off? The most common trigger is an aerial predator, and the Cooper's hawk is the specialist here. This is a bird built for ambush. It can accelerate through dense trees and tangled branches at speeds approaching 30 miles per hour, weaving through gaps that would stop almost any other predator cold. Songbirds have spent thousands of generations evolving around exactly this threat. They take 0 chances. Picture that feeder again. Goldfinches, sparrows, chickadees, all feeding normally. Then, frozen. Not one call, not one wing beat out of place. For nearly a minute, the yard feels abandoned, like every bird simply vanished. Then a shape drops onto the fence rail. The birds saw it coming. The homeowner didn't. There's also a slower version, ground predators. A cat moving along a fence line doesn't cause instant total silence. It causes a spreading hush, a few sharp alarm calls first, then birds dropping into cover one by one like a wave moving across the yard. At this point, you're probably thinking, silence equals predator. Hawk or cat somewhere nearby, that's the answer. But here's the twist. Sometimes the entire yard goes silent and there's no predator anywhere. No hawk, no cat, nothing hunting at all. So what's causing it? Birds are extraordinarily sensitive to barometric pressure. Long before a storm becomes visible, before clouds roll in, before the wind picks up, birds can detect the pressure drop that comes before it. This is the second kind of silence. Not something dangerous is here, but something is coming. It feels different too, less frantic, no diving for cover, just an unusual hush, sometimes followed by birds quietly repositioning to more sheltered perches. So now there are 2 completely different warnings producing the exact same sound, silence. One says threat right now nearby. The other says change coming, not yet visible. And both connect back to the same idea, birds detecting something before it's perceptible to us. The hawk before we see it. The storm before we feel it. Here's the part that changes how you think about this entirely. Most people assume they're listening to birds sing. In reality, you're listening to a continuous status report, territory claims, all-clear signals, contact calls between mates and flock mates. Every sound has a function, which means silence isn't the absence of communication. Silence is communication. It's just a message most people never learn to read. So now that you know the difference, here's how to tell which silence you're hearing. Sudden and total, every bird at once look up. There's a strong chance a hawk is overhead or already perched nearby, scanning. Gradual, spreading from one area, that's more likely a ground predator, a cat working along a hedge or fence line. Birds go quiet but stay visible, give occasional soft contact calls, don't dive for cover, that's the pressure drop pattern. Check the sky behind you. A storm may be closer than it looks. And the return matters too. When birds cautiously start contact calls again, then full song, that's the all clear. The silence has an ending, and that ending tells you the threat has passed. If your yard regularly goes silent in the hawk pattern, your space might be part of a regular hunting route. Worth knowing if you're trying to support a healthy songbird population. Dense shrub cover near feeders gives birds an escape route and can shift that balance. If it's the cat pattern repeating often, that's also worth knowing. Outdoor and feral cats are one of the leading causes of songbird mortality in North America, and a yard that goes silent for cat reasons regularly may be losing more birds than it seems. Tomorrow morning, when the birds start singing, you're hearing thousands of tiny animals telling each other that everything is safe. And when that sound suddenly disappears, don't ignore it, because silence may be the most important thing they say all day. If this changed how you'll listen to your own backyard, subscribe. And next time your yard goes quiet, come back and tell me what you found when you looked up.